don't know if I'm live. I think I'm not live. Yes, I am live. Okay, hi guys. I'm just gonna wait for a couple of minutes and until everybody joins. I hope all you guys are good. إن شاء الله أشوفكم كلكم منيح. I send a big kiss to everyone. Today we are going to be talking about the gluten and lactose-free diet. So I will wait for another couple of minutes, and once we are all on, I will start talking about the diet. 𝗵𝗽𝗍 will help me to read all your questions because due to the light I can't really see all your questions. I want to tell you that I love you and I missed you so much. I've been gone for so long because we are doing something very new that you guys are going to like. One of the spots that I want you guys to know, especially for the people in Bulgaria, that we have a gym and you can come and join anytime you want. Okay. We wait for a couple of seconds more. I'm so sorry. Okay. 𝗵𝗽𝗍, you're going to be following up with me with all the questions and answers. I mean the questions. Because you know I can't, I'm a bit blind. Okay. 𝗵𝗽𝗍, if there's any questions that you see interesting, plus
yes, we have
I'm not a person that I used to put notes. فأنا ما بعرف أحط notes, ما بعرف أقرأ. I'm going to use normal language كلكم تقدروا تفهموها وبدي أحاول قد ما فيي فسركم أكتر and to give you more info about the gluten and lactose-free diet, especially that it's important right now, okay? And I want to tell everyone that we are in Beirut. For those who are asking, we are in Beirut. We are in Dubai and the Middle East. We provide online consultations and in clinic. If you follow our Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook page, you will know about the dates that we are located in Bulgaria and Europe, when we are in Beirut, and when we are in the UAE. Anyways, do you guys want to start? Okay, I think most of us are here. Let's start. Let me first introduce you about gluten and lactose-free diet and why is it important. لكل الأشخاص اللي ما بيعرفوا أهمية الجلوتين واللاكتوز فري بدي أقولكم إنه ما كانت in fashion. Personally حتى أنا I've never been on a gluten and lactose free diet until the pandemic started and all the issues with Corona, the stress we lived, the lockdown. We stayed home, we intaked a lot of food, صار عنا stress, كتير منا خسر شغله, كتير منا بالأخص بلبنان صار عنا crisis كتير كبيرة. What I want you guys to know that stress in the first place causes issues with your bowel movement and with your digestion. Therefore, هيدا besides the people with celiac disease that we're going to talk about in a bit. كتير منا بروح على المدرسة وكل منا كان بالمدرسة وكتير منا بالجامعة. بنعرف إنه وقت يكون عنا مشكل أو يكون عنا امتحان أو يكون عنا an exam or something, before going to the exam we feel something super weird down here, صح? Okay, this is the first light that has to hit your head and tell you you are stressed. Anytime انتو عتلانين هم حدا, you're worried about work, about your kids, about whatever, ببلش بتحسوا شي غريب ببطنكم. This is because you have a problem with with stress, and stress hits your digestive system in the first place. يعني the brain and the digestive system are connected. Plus, this is connected with your metabolism. I started up from here because the whole issue with the gluten and lactose free started from there. Besides the fact that كتير منا عنده lactose intolerance and recently gluten intolerance, big part of the people, or maybe let's say more than 50% of the people, المشكلة عنده بالgluten with lactose intolerance is due to the fact that they have a lot of stress in life. They have passed through a divorce, loss of a person they love, maybe loss of a family member, sometimes due to the exams and stress in life, maybe because they work a lot. كل هيدا بيأثر على digestion. I'm so sorry I can't read your questions, but Ivan will help me read them up. The ones in Arabic, Rabia will give a hand لأنه Ivan is not very good in Arabic yet. So what I'm trying to say إنه لما تحسوا حالكم عتلانين هم، أول محل بينأذى هو المصران والمعدة. ببلش فيه يصير نوع من irritation. That irritation causes inflammation. ما بدي تخافوا وتقولوا inflammation يعني يا لطيف عنا التهابات وحيصير معنا شيء. No, inflammation in the bowel movement is very serious. It doesn't mean that you have celiac disease, no, but it means that you have IBS. And let me tell you that 90% of the people nowadays do have an issue with IBS. Therefore, they have an issue with the gluten and lactose. Okay, for those who start thinking about the gluten and lactose-free diet, ببلشوا بيخافوا. ليه بيخافوا؟ لأنه بيفكروا إنه the moment they are on a gluten and lactose-free diet, it means they have to stop carbs, they have to stop eating any kind of dairy and milk. It's not like that. You have to first look for a professional consultation with a nutritionist or with a gastro doctor, you know, like an intern. Those two people will be good enough to tell you what are the side effects of the bloating, for example. People that have bloating, people that have diarrhea, people that have constipation, people that have more of bad digestion. يعني whatever they eat, the moment they wake up بحسوا إنه even if they drink water, they are bloated already. Okay? كل هول are symptoms for people to start deciding to be at least for a short period of time on a gluten and lactose-free diet. Let me tell you, إذا أنتوا عندكم نفخة, constipation, diarrhea وبلشوا تاكلوا خضرة كتير لأنه بتبلشوا تروحوا عند dietitians or nutritionists and they tell you you have to eat a lot of salads, a lot of broccoli, a lot of cauliflower, a lot of cabbage. You will not drop weight, you will stay bloated, and your colon will get more irritated وما حيتحسن وضعكم. What you need to do is to cut down on the vegetables. You have to cut down on cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, radish, Brussels sprout, beans, also peas, or at least you have to cut down on them. For those who think that cutting down on calories is something good, no, it's not something good. Cutting down on calories will not help you drop weight, nor it will help you get a better digestion. Cutting down on calories will get your metabolism so much slower, therefore worse digestion and a higher intolerance on gluten and lactose. Yes, it has been in fashion being on a gluten and lactose-free diet. For women who suffer from cellulite, for women who suffer from bloating, هلا men recently they started getting cellulite, بس men more often. Let me tell you that it might be your digestion. Sometimes تعملوا دايتس وبتقولوا أنا ما عم باكل شيء وعم بنصح أو ما باكل شيء وما عم بضعف. The diet is not working with me. Maybe you're not on your right diet. Maybe you don't know what a diet is. That's why you have to see a consultant that really knows their work. Being a doctor is not as simple. Let me tell you, I am not a nutritionist. I am a medical doctor. And when you come to me, I do not tell you, stop eating. Because this is not correct. The moment انتوا بتوقفوا تاكلوا ما رح تضعفوا. Sometimes people come to me and they're scared of what I give them as food. They're like, oh my God, if I eat this, I'm gonna gain weight. No, حبيبتي, you're not gonna gain weight because you need to get your metabolism working. It's not about مش عم بتفلسفوا. ما عملت شيء إذا أنا وقفتك عن الأكل. You know? إذا أنا بوقفك تاكلي شو فاتة؟ You can do it on your own. You don't need a dietitian to stop eating. You actually need the person to find out and investigate behind the reason why you are gaining the weight, and the reason why you are bloating, and the reason why you have intolerance on gluten, and the reason why you're eating a lot of sugar. شي مرة سألتوا حالكم, why are you so much on sugar? Why do you not feel good if you don't eat sugar? Okay, let me tell you why. One, when you go on a diet and you eat a lot of sugar, and you eat a lot of when you are on a diet and you eat a lot of vegetables and you cut down on the carbs, my mistake, لما توقفوا تاكلوا carbohydrates, تبلشوا تاكلوا أكتر خضرات, تبلشوا تاكلوا أكتر فواكه, you will not reach to any result. لأنه your insulin level will drop. Once your insulin level drops, بتبلشوا تطلبوا الحلو كتير أكتر, لأنه أنتم ما عم تاكلوا the good carbs. لأنه ال good carbs بيعلوا نسبة الأنسولين بطريقة بطيئة, وبيقشطوا نسبة الأنسولين كمان بطريقة بطيئة. Forgive my language if I'm speaking on proper Arabic, but due to the mess up here, Bulgarian, Greek, English, Arabic, it's crazy. So when you are on a diet and you go more on vegetables and proteins, your insulin level will drop and you will start eating a lot of sweets. When you have a problem with digestion, going back to our main subject, gluten and lactose-free diet, when you are so much on proteins and vegetables and fruit, that's exactly when you're going to start wanting more of the sugar. And the moment you stop the diet, you're going to binge on everything. And this is not what you want. What you actually want, بدكن تضعفوا forever. You don't want to just drop the weight for the wedding coming up or for the party you're going to visit or صح؟ بدكن تضعفوا once and for all. And you want every year you start feeling better. بدكن هيدي السنة تكونوا أحسن من السنة اللي قبلها, واللي بعدها تكون أحسن من هي السنة, واللي بعدها أحسن. وبدكن على عمر 60 يكون عمركم 30. Well, let me tell you, when you cut down on your nutrition, you will not look young. When you have a problem with digestion, you're not going to feel better. Therefore, here comes the moment why you should be on a gluten and lactose-free diet. You need to be on a gluten and lactose-free diet, and once you are on a gluten and a lactose-free diet, it will stop the irritation of your colon. لما تخف الirritation بالcolon due إنه كتير أكل بيعمل لها irritation أو بيعمل لنا, هفسركم إياه بطريقة تانية. Okay? We are cold. We sit in front of the heater to heat up our hands, right? أول ما تحطوا إيدكم على الهيتر, you feel warm. A couple of minutes later, it feels very warm. And then it feels a bit red. And then it burns. And it gets inflamed, sorry. That's what happens with your colon. انتو كل حياتكم you're trying to eat everything, go on a diet, go back on normal food, then diet, normal food, diet, normal food, وهيدا بيعملكم irritation بعد أكتر. يا بتاكلوا كل شيء يا ما بتاكلوا ولا شيء. فصار في نوع من الالتهاب. You need to solve it. فإن order to solve it, بدكن for a certain period of time, for a certain period of time, first you have to cut down on raw vegetables. If you like vegetables, take them as a soup, steamed, baked, whatever. But not the broccoli, not the cauliflower, not the Brussels sprout. Just to remind you. So, you start first going off the gluten and lactose بالأخص الحليب, milk as in the first place. Yogurt, you can have yogurt from time to time if you know that it is real yogurt. or you can have kefir. For those يلي عايشين بالبلاد العربية كتير صعب انكم تلاقوا الكefir لأنه حتى لو لقيتون it's not as good. You have to make it at home. I'm gonna go live one day. Me and Ivan, I will start. He will help me tell you how to do kefir. Kefir, you do it by normal milk and some kind of a mushroom, and this will help you. This will help you get in. What do you call it? It will help you make the milk or the yogurt turn to kefir, which is very high in the good bacteria of the probiotic. برجع بذكركم كل هذا اللي عم بحكيه is very important that you know for yourself. يعني انتو كل واحد منكم حتى لو عندكم مشاكل بالمصران، حتى لو عندكم نفخة، حتى لو عندكم bloatiness, I want to remind you that this can be solved individually. لأنه somebody has IBS, somebody has celiac disease, somebody has irritation, somebody has inflammation. كل حدا منا عنده different type of problem. Sometimes عندنا intolerances. It's very important that we know where is the problem and to know how to solve it. That's why you have to have a consultation with a specialist. Okay, we can have it an online consultation, we can have it live. I'll be very happy to have you here with me, or in Beirut, or in the UAE. Anyways, talking about the gluten and lactose, you must be cutting down on the gluten and lactose if you have any kind of irritation or any kind of an issue with bloating. كتير منا بينتبه انه عنده bloating. بقول لا ما انا ناصحانه. That's why. No. Bloating is when you stand sideways, okay, and you notice that in this area there's something like a balloon. When you have something like a balloon in this area, this is when you know that you have bloating. Okay? This bloating in this area, even if you don't eat, it just bloats right away. You feel gas, you have more gases, sometimes most of the time you are constipated. Oh, you have diarrhea. Still, حتى لو كان عندكم diarrhea, you still have bloating. You wake up in the morning and you look at the mirror and you say, يا الله ليش وجهي منفخ؟ ليه حاسة حالي فجأة اليوم كبرانة؟ ليش أنا حاسة اليوم وجهي مختير؟ هيدا من وراء مشاكل مصران ومشاكل كبد. لما يكون في عندكم كتير bad bacteria in your colon, this will go to your liver as well, and it will cause very serious problems with your skin. رح لكم ليه with your skin؟ لأنه the skin is the biggest organ. جلدة الإنسان هي أكبر organ عنده إياها. Therefore أي مشكل بيصير بجسمك أو بجسمك، أول محل بيبين عليه هو جلدتك. ممكن يكون في pores، ممكن يكون في pimples، ممكن يكون في stretch marks، ممكن يكون تعبان البشرة. أنا كتير عالم بتقلي مثلا أنجي, what are the creams you use? Do you believe me? I do not use creams. I barely put a cream on my face. Okay, but of course I have good doctors that take care of me, but at the meantime I do not use. I have good texture of skin because I know what I eat. But أنا ماني on a diet. I'm never on a diet. Recently I cut down on the gluten and lactose because I had some kind of irritation. الكل بيعرف يلي متابعني ومتابع صفحاتي بيعرف إنه أنا I passed through pregnancy loss. And this pregnancy loss caused a lot of irritation for me and a lot of stress. وهذا stress عمل لي irritation بالbowel movement, and I was able to release that issue simply with food. That's why I cut down on the gluten and the lactose. I recommend people with problems to go on a gluten and lactose-free diet at least for 3 months. And when they get back on it, لازم يكونوا gradually getting back on it. هلا بيقولوا لي إنه طب شو بدنا ناكل؟ أوكي أنا حفرجيكم لأنه اليوم جايبت لكم أكلاتي لفرجيكم إنه فيكم تعملوا خبز واللي بيلحق صفحتي من هلا ورايح I'm gonna be more active. I'm gonna show you a lot of recipes that you guys can use to be able to release the issues. Yes, it is hard to eat without bread, but it's not hard to make that bread. Okay? I'm going to show you something very delicious. I don't know إذا حقدر وقف ما آكل لأنه بصراحة كتير جوعانة. This is extremely soft and very good bread slices, and I use them for breakfast. Okay, this is from my kitchen. Okay, this bread is without flour. In this bread, we have used a little bit of corn flour, a little bit of rice flour, and a little bit of almond flour. I'm gonna give you the recipe, how to make it soft, because you know, كل الخبز يلي من دون gluten cannot be as soft and it breaks very easily and gets hard. I will teach you how to do it in the proper way. But the secret is not about doing only the bread. It's about promoting weight loss. You know, you want to go on a gluten-free diet so you look slim and fit. Then you might be slim, but you're not fit. يعني ممكن تكونوا انتوا ضعاف كتير بس في عندكم هيدا البلي اللي مبين كتير كبير وما عم بتحبوه. يمكن تكونوا slim بس بتحسوا عندك a lot of water retention. Water retention is also an issue of bloating. And let me tell you, you guys must be on the proper probiotic. You must be on the proper probiotic, and it has to be a vegan one. لما تروحوا تشتروا probiotic, you must know that the probiotic should be in the fridge if it's real probiotic. It doesn't matter what are how many billions of the good bacteria موجود بقلبها. What is the most important is what kind of good bacteria. In Bulgaria and in my probiotics, we use lactose-free because this is one of the most efficient. But as well, we have lactose-free and many other bacteria. كل bacteria بتساعد لمشكلة معين. The probiotic is not a medicine. Probiotic is something that you must have. لأنه usually هو بيكون موجود بالمصران بس أنتم ما عندكم إياه لأنه you have bad flora, bad digestion. Another thing, fibers. Fibers and prebiotics. في فرق بين the prebiotics and the probiotics. Prebiotics, I always mix them with the fibers لأنه بهي الطريقة ما بعد بينفخ المصران لأنه كتير أمرار لما ناخد fibers, some of the fibers are very bad and are not good using during لما تكونوا انتوا عندكم مشاكل. When you need to add some fibers from a supplement, you must know what kind of fiber is it. أنا بستعمل a fiber that is very rich in pectin and inulin. Those two ingredients, they are prebiotics and fibers that help you get a leaner stomach, but without having any irritations in the beginning. Usually, prebiotics are used for 3 months, and then you repeat them every 6 months as a prevention. Let me tell you that going on a gluten-free and a lactose-free diet, starting with the treatment of the pre and probiotics, it will help you get a better skin, less bloating, and faster weight loss. Going back on the famous gluten and lactose-free diet, you're going to tell me, oh my God, نسيت النسكافيه. كيف بدي أشرب نسكافيه؟ هلا إذا حدا بيكون عم يسمعني، إذا ربيع عم يسمعني بالمحل التاني، بقول له, please Alex, do me a coffee, so I tell them how good it is. I drink the coffee with coconut cream. It's extremely good, better than milk, and so much it tastes better. It's more greasy, but it helps you with constipation. It is better in taste. You have to know the dosage. It's very important. If you want, we can go together online, live, شنهار. I prepare a couple of coffees for you. One with sesame tahini, one with dates, and coconut milk cream, or milk. But I use the milk in the can, not the milk in the boxes, because it won't be as good. And what else? And sometimes I add a little bit of almond milk, but homemade. I will give you a couple of ingredients how to prepare your coffee to make it the best, and you will not ever want to have any other kind of coffee. I do latte, I do cappuccinos, and they taste amazing. You can't tell that it's any other thing but coconut milk. You can't tell that it's not normal milk. I'm sorry, I talk a lot, you know. I told 𝗵𝗲, please stop me if I say bullshit because I don't know how to control myself. Anyways, what did I want to tell you? Coconut milk, did it remind me? We talk about desserts. Desserts. Let me tell you about okay. I forgot. I wanted to tell you about the oats, the oat bran, وكل هاي. They are not very good to be used during a diet which is gluten and lactose free. And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of the oats, even if a lot of the oats would cause irritation. So using more than 2 spoons of oats, even in bread or as breakfast, is not as good because it's going to cause you more irritation. It will make you bloat more. You might have more gases. So please cut down on the oats. If you think oats is better, is going to be good for you, it will not help you if you overdo it. Usually when I prepare the oats, I prepare it in a total different way. I don't soak it overnight. I just cook it together with bananas, and always, talking about bananas, always you should have the bananas ripe if you have issues with bloating. Ripe bananas, okay? I'm going to show you a breakfast from my kitchen. Those are cooked oats. It tastes like a muffin, but it's not a muffin. It's basically bananas, some egg whites, and oats, okay? In this whole cup, there's only 1 tablespoon of oats. This is and it's a gluten-free oat. Even if it's a gluten-free, don't have more than 2 tablespoons for breakfast or for dinner. Concerning people who ask, what are the things we should avoid when we are on a diet which is convenient for people that have gluten and lactose intolerance? Well, actually, you have to decide that you want to be on a gluten and lactose free because you have issues with your skin, acne problem. Okay, let me start over for those who weren't following up because I'm getting some questions over the gluten-free. I'm going again. Being on a gluten and lactose-free diet is convenient for people with cellulite, skin issues, water retention, that are having a hard time dropping weight, people that have problems with breathing, sleeping, people that have bloating, gases, constipation, diarrhea, and celiac disease. Besides this, what should they do as a diet? Cut down on everything that is white. Sugar, white flour, a lot of sugar, white flour, all the vegetables and fruits in raw version, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprout, etc. As well as okay, وين الكوفي تبعيتي اللي فرجوني اياها؟ Okay, cut down on the milk in the first place. ما تشربوا حليب عادي. فيكم تشربوا حليب لاكتوز فري اذا ابدا ما بتقدروا تتحملوا الحليب. هلا انا شخصيا ما بقدر اتحمل الحليب يلي هو شو بسموها اللي بالبوكسز. انا بشرب حليب بس كوكونات يلي هو بالكانز. The almond milk بشربه when I do it only here in the kitchen. We don't buy it in boxes because it tastes not good. What else? Bread. You can do bread with different types of flour. For those who have hard times, in Lebanon I know إنه موجود بلبنان خبز من الذرة واللي هو gluten free. فيكم تاخدوا منه. ما تاخدوا oat bread. Okay, no oat bread. برجع بذكركم انه كل واحد منكم عنده مشكل بالجلوتين وباللاكتوز بالنفخه مشاكل بالسكين اكني etc. You have to have an online at least consultation لاعرف مشاكلكم. During the online consultation حاخد منكم details pictures, questions. There's a whole questionnaire that you have to be answering me on. And after that, we decide what is good and what is bad with a follow-up on a weekly basis لأتأكد if everything is going on the proper way. أكيد كمان بنعطيكم recipes of how to prepare your meals and what is the easiest way to get it. We do a research about your country وحسب انتم من وين وبنعطيكم شو هن الانجريدينتس اللي فيكم تاخدوهم ببلدكم. Okay? Even the cheese. I eat white cheese, I eat yellow cheese, and it's delicious. And I'll tell you what is the best convenient. لقيت the cheese اللي هي is the best in taste. It tastes exactly like feta. The yellow cheese that tastes exactly like 𝗵𝗽𝗆𝘆. You know, I live in Bulgaria now, and here we have the best white cheese and the best yellow cheese. We are the gods of yellow and white cheese, and I know what it tastes like to be good. And people that are my patients have already known how good the cheese, which is alternative to the lactose cheese. Anyways, we were talking about what to avoid, and now what are the side effects? There aren't much of side effects. يعني ما في كتير side effects على الفكت انه انتوا على gluten او lactose free. The only thing الأشخاص اللي ما بتلحقوا nutritionist وما بيكون عندكم contact مع nutritionist أو مع endocrino who is أو مع intern يلي هو كتير بيعرف شو عم يحكي وعارف بشغله. اوكي وبرجع بذكر being a doctor معناتها عنده ضمير ليقلكم شو تعملوا in the proper way. مش giving you a result for a short period of time and then that's it. I don't want to give you a result for now. I want you to love me for the upcoming 20 years. And in 20 years when we meet, أنا بضل شكلي هيك وأنتوا بضل شكلكم مثل ما أنتم. Even better. Okay? So, what was I saying? What was I saying? We stopped about...
the side effects.
The side effects. Okay. The side effects are not much. The side effect usually بتكون انه بصير عندكم malnutrition if you're not eating the proper food. هلا during a lactose and gluten-free diet, you can still have red meat, and it's very important to have because you don't want to lose the nutrition. You want to have good vitamin B12. You must follow up with the vitamin level if you're not having enough of the vegetables and fruits. People who has irritation بالمصران بدهم ينتبهوا من كمية اللحم الحمراء اللي بياكلوها، بس بنفس الوقت بدهم يكونوا عم يعملوا قبل فحوصات ليعرفوا إذا عندهم نقص حديد. إذا عم بهر شعركم، إذا عندكم مشاكل بضفيركم، معناته ممكن يكون عندكم نقص بالحديد، ممكن يكون عندكم نقص بالفيتامين B12, B6. So it's good to have a follow-up. 2, you have to first know if you have any problems with your hormones. فأكيد هيدا من بعد ما يكون عندكم the online consultation معي في ساعتها بقدر أعرف what are the proper tests that you have to be doing to be able to distinguish where the issue وين المشكلة الأساسية. كتير منكم بيكونوا عندهم مشاكل بالغدة أو عندكم مشاكل بالبروجستيرون أو بالcortisol due to the stress, but actually if you do the tests, okay. Somebody's saying about the Bulgarian language. We're gonna go live and speak only in Bulgarian, I promise. Okay, guys, I promise. Ivan is responsible for this because he keeps on following up with me, and I'm all the time working and doing billions of things, and I never got the chance to. But we're going live in Bulgarian. Okay, I promise. So,
time for questions.
Time for questions. Then just let me finish. I was saying something. I forgot.
About the lives in Bulgaria.
No, before that I forgot. Okay.
I forgot.
Okay. So, I wanted to. Can you guys remind me? No animals for vitamins. We can take supplements instead. What about what do the animals have to do with the vitamins? Okay.
About hormones.
Oh yeah, we were talking about hormones. This is the last thing we're going to be talking about for today before going back to your questions and I answer them all. كتير منكم بيكون عنده مشاكل بالغدة، بيكون عنده مشاكل بالهرمونز in general. بيعملوا تest وبيلاقوا إنه everything normal. No, it's not normal. You have to know which date of the month you should be doing the tests. And it's not only about the TSH, T3, T4. There are so much more hormones to test to distinguish if there is really a problem with your hormones and what hormone you have a problem with. Okay, whether it's غدة, whether it's progesterone, estrogen, estradiol, whatever. You have to follow up with all the hormones. بالأخص للبنات لأنه نحنا we are more sensitive on having issues with our hormones. Okay, so for the hormones, please, people that have doubts in having problems, الأوقات لما تروحوا عند اندكرينو بيطلعكم على التست بيقولكم you're fine. You are fine, but you might not be fine for weight loss. Okay, so you have to follow up and make sure that you don't have a problem with your hormones. Okay, and now it's time for questions and answers. You will ask me the questions?
Sure.
Maybe we go this way because the light. And it's my back profile. Okay.
The first question is about the first steps we have to take in the beginning of the lactose and gluten-free diet.
What are the steps? The steps for a gluten and lactose-free diet is to decide that you want to do it and to find alternatives because it's going to be a little hard at the beginning, okay? Besides, when you start doing the lactose and gluten-free diet, you have to also cut down on the white sugar. Okay, first of all, I start using xylitol, which is one of the healthiest, and it tastes extremely good. In taste, you can use it in your coffee, desserts, etc. Second of all, you have to find your perfect dairy. I have found my dairy, and I found coconut milk for myself, and the cheese. Yellow cheese, I also have found my type of cheese, so you have to follow up in the market. I can help you choose. Not every country has all kinds of cheese. The vegan cheese. فمشان هيك إذا بدكم فيني أنا كمان أساعدكم بهذا الموضوع. فيكم تكتبوا لي direct messages, or we can have an online consultation together, and I'll be very happy to change your life to a better one.
Another question: if this diet is good for pregnant women?
The diet is good for pregnancy. It might be good if you're taking the right supplements, because usually we need the dairy, especially the yogurt, maybe some white cheese, not a lot of it, but we can have a minimum amount. يمكن if you decide going on a dairy and gluten-free diet, for gluten, yes, for sure, it's good. For the dairy, you can minimize the quantity, like cut it down to 50%, but it's good to have a little bit of the dairy. Maybe cut down on the milk for sure.
Our question: why do the skimmed milk result more bloating than the full cream?
Because it's not milk. Skimmed milk is not milk. I do not use skimmed milk. I do not use low-fat cheese. I don't believe in low-fat milk and low-fat cheese because it's fake.
We have questions about the PCOS. Polycystic ovary syndrome. Is it good to be on gluten and lactose-free diet if we...
PCOS for sure is good to be on a gluten and lactose-free diet because it is very sensitive on insulin, and it's extremely good to cut down on the sugar because people with PCOS, it's not that they cannot drop weight, but they just... the metabolism of the carbohydrate is very, very low. Therefore, it's so much better to cut down on the gluten and lactose for sure. It will help you, and on the white sugar.
Is eating lentils okay?
Eating black lentils is okay, but not in huge quantities. Black lentils is a little bit better than the brown lentils. Having a soup from red lentils is also okay if it's in normal quantities, but not in huge quantities. Plus, when you are having black lentils, I will have a recipe with black lentils because this is my favorite, and it does not cause so much bloating if you cook it in the proper way. So, بركي the next week بنعمل recipe over lentils together. How to cook it, but you can. And when you are eating lentils, people who had a consultation with me know how to do it. It's very important, the speed of your meal.
What about the oat milk?
Oat milk, is fine, not more than 200 milliliters per day, because it might also cause bloating. Not as much as the normal milk, but just in small quantities.
What about quinoa?
Oh, quinoa is fine. Yeah, but I don't eat tanjaret quinoa, you know, as a whole. Just like a normal amount of quinoa is fine. Black rice is fine. White rice is fine, but not as often. Here we're not talking about glycemic index, okay? We're just talking about gluten and lactose free and people with irritations. If you eat this much of white rice, it's fine a day. Black rice is easier to digest. Quinoa is absolutely fine.
Is coconut milk and oil appropriate for persons with high cholesterol?
In general, having a little bit of coconut milk is fine. It is high in fat, but coconut milk, you cannot drink it. So basically you're using just a little bit of it in your coffee. It's absolutely fine. If you have high cholesterol, you have to watch out on the amount of meat you're eating and the amount of bad fat you're having. Okay? And it's very important to help your digestion to be able to have a better metabolism.
Can you suggest a good probiotic, any brand?
You know, I don't want to talk about my probiotic, but for sure my probiotic is the best because I have chosen the best company that does the good bacteria. It's a living bacteria. And my probiotic, you have 1,500 milligrams, which is, I don't want to talk about millions and billions and trillions. I want to tell you that it has the good side of the bacteria. It's a vegan one. And it's a living bacteria, and it contains 150 milligrams of resveratrol, which cleans up your liver at the meantime. So you can follow up with an online consultation and know the best convenient for you. And let me remind you, using a probiotic. لما تستعملوا البروبيوتيك ما فيكم تستعملوا نفس النوع البروبيوتيك لكل العمر. بدكم كل 3 أشهر تغيروا. مشان هيك نحن عندنا 3 أنواع من البروبيوتيك اللي فيكم تغيروا بيناتهم كل الوقت.
What about green frike?
Frike. Well, frike would bloat you, not much, but don't eat a lot of frike. He doesn't know what frike is. You should try it. It's good. I don't eat it as often, but I eat, you know, nobody eats frike as often. فلما بدكم تاكلوا فريكة كيلو مش أكتر من 150 جرام تقريبا على الوجبة. It's not a big deal.
Is the oat bread done at home, just oat and water, better than normal brown bread?
Nut oat, nut brown is not the best for gluten intolerant people. So, ما تاخدوا oat bread. I know that a lot of you will be disappointed for me now, but oat bread is not the best option for bread. Better use maybe almond flour, quinoa flour, elda. How do you call elda? I forgot elda. Millet would be a very good option for people with intolerance. People that don't know millet, look it up. Millet is extremely good for doing bread at home.
Elda is buckwheat.
Buckwheat, yes, sorry, buckwheat. You can use some buckwheat, not often. It's not the best also, but you can eat some buckwheat. You can also have millet, but millet would be the best option. If you can stick to millet the first 1 month of your diet would be the best.
We have questions related to PCOD and PCOD syndrome.
In both cases, it's extremely good to go on the gluten and lactose-free diet because you will not be sensitive on insulin, and in this way you will feel so much better, not bloated, etc.
We have questions about Anavar.
Anavar? Who wants to use Anavar? It has nothing to do with gluten and lactose free. Those are for athletes, not a good option for ladies. You guys will get super bulky. And for men, also, I don't recommend any anabols used. But what is the question over Anavar?
Anavar.
What is the question exactly?
What do you think about it?
What do I think? Personally, if I use Anavar, I'm going to look like a man, so I don't use Anavar. I don't recommend ladies using Anavar. And men, I think you guys have enough testosterone to grow up your own muscles. You don't need anavar. You don't need to look bulky. You know, women do not like bulky men. We like fit men.
What are the good diets in case of insulin resistance?
Insulin resistance. If you have insulin resistance, it's very good to cut down on the bad carbs or the fast carbs, like sugar, like white rice. You know, it's better to eat, for example, pumpkin. Now it's the season for pumpkin. It's very good to eat pumpkin. It's very good to eat, of course, not a lot of it. Black rice, cut down on the carbs a little bit. Maybe gluten-free would be a very good option for you, as well as cut down on all the sweets and sugars. But you can still have desserts. You know, cacao is not bad. You can have a little bit of the dark chocolate. You can also have a little bit of coconut, white chocolate, like what do you call the chocolate with milk? But it can be with coconut milk, and you can make it at home, and we can also have a recipe. So, anyways, let me cut the questions for a second, or maybe we leave it for the end. Everyone who shares the video on their Facebook or on Instagram, share this live. We're gonna do a raffle, and you guys are gonna win a full plan with all the products needed for a whole month. So share, comment, tag. So you have to tag 3 people, share the video on your page, and we will be doing a raffle. And those who win will win a diet plan for a full month with all the products and ingredients needed, with a personal follow-up from me. Go ahead.
Questions. What do you think about brown bread?
Brown?
Brown.
Bran. The bran bread. We were just talking about oat bran. It's basically the same like oats. I don't have a problem with oats and oat bran bread, but if you have gluten intolerance, I would rather have something else besides the oat bran. But you can still have oat bran, but not as often and not as big quantities.
And what about the acne and lactose intolerance? Should we stop all the dairy forever?
You shouldn't. For people who have acne, we actually have to we have to remove the irritation that you have in your colon and in your stomach. Therefore, we have to get the proper treatment in order to detox your colon and your liver. Because actually the problem with your skin starts with your colon, it goes to your liver. We actually age because our liver is stuffed with a lot of toxins. Okay? So what you guys need to do is to cleanse, go cut off the gluten for minimum 3 months and the lactose, and then we can start gradually getting back on it. But not only that, anything which is sensitive, like spices, we have to cut down on the chocolate. كل شيء حامي، كل الأكل الحامي بدنا نوقف ناخده لحتى نقدر to clarify our skin. بس أكيد كمان we have to distinguish وين عم تكون المشكلة، ليش عندنا هالقد irritation. Is it acne in the face? Is it acne in the face and the body? فهيدا شيء we have to distinguish after a consultation.
What's the best timing for hormone test?
For women, it's good to do the hormone test on day 3 of your period and day 21. And between day 3 and 5 and between day 20 and 22 of your menstrual cycle.
And what about keto diet?
Keto diet is not convenient for everyone because keto diet, we have to first do a lot of blood tests in order to distinguish that we don't have a problem with triglyceride or بالcholesterol, whether it's the bad or the good cholesterol, whether we have other problems, because we might have serious health issues after that if we don't really follow up in the proper way. And to follow up a proper keto diet, those who have bloating, I don't really recommend because you're having a lot of the dairy, because you're having a lot of the sugar, a lot of the fat. So I'm not a big fan of the keto.
What do you think about Shredex? Shredex, a stimulant, free weight and body fat management complex.
You're not asking the right person about that. No stimulants. No stimulants.
Is it real that the breastfeeding mom can lose weight faster?
Yes, of course, the breastfeeding mom, if she's not staying home and munching on food the whole day, yes, for sure she'll drop weight. I have a big example. My sister, until today, she's still breastfeeding. اختي كانت حامل بنفس الوقت اللي انا كنت حامل فيه. فيكتوريا عمرها 4 أيام أكبر من راين. She's still breastfeeding and she is 47 kilos and she's 172 height. So it's a fact that she is skinny. She's very fit and very pretty, by the way.
We have a question if coconut oil is bad for high cholesterol.
The best oil to use is the avocado oil because it can be treated in very high. Hi أبو فيكتوريا. عم نحكي عن فيكتوريا.
أنا بايلة فيكتوريا.
Okay, so what was the question? Oh, so avocado oil is the best to cook with because it can take a lot of temperature وما بيحترق وما بيعمل bad cholesterol.
Is fresh squeezed juice bad for gut?
Bad for?
For the gut.
Oh no. It's not bad. It's bad to eat the fruit with the skin. It's very bad for the gut because the fruit with the skin will irritate your stomach, especially apples. Of course, grapes as well. Bananas are not bad if they're not ripe.
From where we can can we get your probiotic in Lebanon?
We have عندنا clinic بلبنان وفيكم تعملوا order online على الويب وفيكم we have a store in Lebanon, we have clinic in Lebanon. So guys, we are in Lebanon. The kitchen was not functioning for a couple of months and it's back in function in 10 days. So حتى المطبخ بلبنان is active in 10 days so you can book your box.
What do you think about intermittent fasting?
Intermittent fasting for people who suffer from gut health issues, if it's done in the proper way, يعني if you give your body a break of 16 hours but at night, لأنه that's when your body needs a break and needs to rest, and your gut health will rest and you will feel so much better for sure. So it wouldn't be bad to make some intermittent fasting, but not a very long one. يعني مثلا إذا بتوقفوا أكل على 6 وبضلكوا ل6 الصبح بتاني النهار, it would be perfect. I am not with the intermittent fasting اللي بيكون للظهر. يعني كل الليل تاكلوا بالظهر ما تاكلوا, لا بالعكس بفضل يكون بالليل. If it's at night, the intermittent fasting, I'm okay with it, but not during the day.
Which vegetables would you recommend to eat and which to avoid for those with IBS?
People with IBS, you should cut down on most of the vegetables and fruits in the raw version. يعني raw salads are not a good option. Lettuce is not a good option. Cabbage is at all not a good option. Broccoli, cauliflower, beans also are not a good option. They're not vegetables. They're not vegetables, but still they're legumes. I would rather have them in soup, steamed, baked. If you want to have some salad, raw salad, maybe spinach would be a bit of a better option. Iceberg would be a good option, but not much of it, not big amounts.
What do you think about juice cleansing diet?
I am no for cleansing diet. No. Never go on juice cleansing diet. Never. It's bad for your gut health. It's not going to make you drop weight. It's going to make you retain water and it's going to make you binge eat. No. Not for any amount of days because هدول الأشخاص اللي بيقدروا يداينوا على هيك دايت كتير percentage قليلة, it would not be a good option. You're going to starve to death and then after that you're going to eat the fridge. So don't.
Is calorie deficit diet the best one?
Color deficit? Is it color?
Calorie deficit.
Calorie deficit. Okay, sorry, it's my mistake because calorie deficit, I never count calories. And if you start counting calories, you're going to get so tired and you're going to stop eating because you're going to find out إنه إذا بتاكلوا صحن تبولة ممكن يكون بقلبه 900 كالوري. فما تعدوا calories. كله كذب. Don't count on calories.
What is the best remedy for IBS?
Morning routine. night routine, regularly drinking the right water بالtemperature اللي لازم تكونوا عم تشربوها. Use probiotics and fibers, and give your gut health a break for at least 10 hours.
Should we cut out salt?
No, don't cut down on salt. Just don't consume humongous amounts of salt. Just eat normal food.
Is Pilates enough to lose the last belly fat postpartum?
Breathing technique would be the best for using the belly fat and postpartum, but at the meantime, أول step تعملوا breathing techniques. Second step, you have to start exercising your belly. حسب إذا أنتوا you delivered in a normal way or C-section. We have specific exercises. Pilates would be a good option to strengthen as well, but you have to be with the best trainer. We have a Pilates machine here, which is extremely good. I have to start going more often on it. It's extremely good because it's strengthening the core. Go ahead.
What's the difference between pre and probiotics?
Probiotics are the bacteria. Prebiotics they're prebiotics. They're not bacteria, but they help you with digestion. Something like fibers. In other words, something like the pickles. You know, they contain a lot of the prebiotics. In Bulgaria, it's very famous يعملوا 𝗵𝗽𝗆𝗆. By the way, 𝗵𝗽𝗆𝗆 ما بيأذي المصران هالقد, but you have to make it at home. Maybe Ivan, one day we can also do the cabbage pickle. I don't know what you call it. It's not pickle. What do you call that? Turshia. Turshia طيب no Brazil. So I forgot the name in English, but anyways.
Turshia pickles.
Pickles, yeah, yeah.
Another questions. What is inulin and how does it help us?
Inulin is a prebiotic, and it helps you with getting a leaner stomach and a better bowel movement.
Is the keto diet good for problems with the thyroid gland? And which foods would you recommend for hormone?
People with hormonal issues must for sure cut down on the gluten and lactose-free because they have a low metabolism. لما يكون عندكم a low metabolism, it's very convenient إنه أنتوا توقفوا الgluten واللاكتوز. What was the question again?
Which foods would you recommend for?
There is no specific food, just cut down on the gluten and the lactose and the white sugar because your metabolism would be so slow to burn it. And get a better gut health. فأكيد people with issues on hormones, whether it's the thyroid or any other hormone, you must cut down on the sugar, the white sugar, the gluten and the lactose.
And what about the test
Saliva test?
Saliva.
For?
What about
intolerances?
What do you think about this?
Well, there's a lot of saliva tests. What exactly? DNA? Saliva or what exactly?
Just test saliva.
Saliva test, maybe they mean, if you guys mean the intolerance tests, if it's concerning the gluten and the lactose free, okay. If it's concerning what will make you lose weight, no. I'm not into this. I don't believe in that.
And we have received some questions again related to our giveaway.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll go again. The giveaway is every one of you that shares the video and tags 3 people and mentions us will go in the raffle and will a full program with all the products they choose for a full month with a personal follow-up from my side. يعني أي شخص بيعمل شير للفيديو اللايف اللي هلا نحن حنعمل له بوست اوكي ويعمل تاج ل3 أشخاص والوين هنعمل سحب شخصين حيربحوا full program for a whole month with all the products needed with a personal follow-up مني أنا.
And what about psyllium? Psyllium? Husk?
Husk. It's not good for IBS. It's not good for people with irritable bowel syndrome. It's not good for celiac disease because it makes you bloat a lot. I don't recommend.
What herbs would you recommend for constipation?
No herbs for constipation. Probiotics, morning and night routine. كل الأشخاص اللي بيعملوا online consultation معي بعمل لهم certain routine حسب المشكلة اللي عندهم إياه. في أشخاص عندهم morning، أشخاص عندهم night routines، في عندهم أشخاص عندهم alkaline routines حسب كل problem عندكم إياه. So once you have your online consultation, I will tell you how to do it. It's not with herbs because using herbs will make your problem even bigger.
If I don't eat meat and chicken, from where can I get my daily intake of protein?
Of iron, you mean? Iron or protein? The daily intake of protein could be through different things. It can be through beans, nuts. You can also have protein shakes from plant or from plants, yeah, vegan protein shakes. You can, concerning the iron, when you intake spinach, lentils, always use it with food that is rich in vitamin C to higher the absorption of the iron itself. يعني إذا عم تاخدوا spinach كيلو معهم فيتامين سي فيكم تنقوا مثلا الفليفلة الحمراء، لأن الفليفلة الحمراء هي أغنى خضرة فيها فيتامين سي أكتر حتى من الحامض والليمون، لأنه كتير منا بنفكر إنه الحامض والليمون هن اللي فيهم فيتامين سي أكتر شيء. لا، الفليفلة الحمراء هي أغنى شيء بالفيتامين سي.
Does white vinegar help lose belly fat?
No. White vinegar does not help you lose weight. Cutting down on the bad food will help you drop weight, and finding and distinguishing where is the investigating over the main reason why you're gaining the weight. This would be the main thing to help you drop weight.
Yes, we will save the life after.
Of course, we're gonna save the life so that you guys can share it and tag us and tag 3 other people لحتى تقدروا تربحوا معنا a diet plan plus all the products and all the things needed if needed. إذا أنتوا ببلغاريا أو أنتوا بلبنان كمان, once we start the kitchen, you can also use the kitchen.
What do you recommend for hypotension after meals?
Hypertension after meals?
Hypotension.
If you're talking about blood pressure, hypertension or hypotension.
Hypotension.
The question is not clear. Please, if you can answer if you ask the question again. Usually, you don't get high blood pressure after a meal unless you have a problem with blood pressure, and this is due to the heredity or it's weight gain. So please clarify the question.
We have a question if ginger tea is good.
It does not irritate. Ginger is good in general for detoxification. So using a bit of ginger, don't exaggerate, because usually ginger tea is done with lemon. And for IBS, it would be good, but in the small quantities, and it will make your body more alkaline. Using lemon and ginger, or lemon and bicarbonated soda would be a perfect combination. Lemon and bicarbonated soda would be the perfect combination.
Hypotension, becoming too lazy and losing energy after meals.
When you are losing energy after meals, this means you have a problem with IBS and problem with digestion, and you have inflammation over that. This is the first symptom for problems with digestion. Check your vitamin D, check your iron level, and as well as try to start cutting down on the dairy and the gluten. I think the problem starts from your bowel movement and from your digestive system.
Is 1 meal per day good for you?
No! Who can eat 1 meal per day? Unless you eat the fridge, it wouldn't be enough.
How we can boost the body to start losing weight?
Boost your body by losing weight when you decide that you want to make the change, and you want to decide that you eat to live, you do not live to eat. And Always keep the smile on your face. Always stay positive. Share love. This is the key for success in anything you do. And people that annoy you, just block them forever. Be with the people that love you and you share love with. And those who do not love you, you don't have to fake it. Just block them. This is what I do. I block people that annoy me and do not respect. Therefore, you guys do the same thing. And I always keep the smile on your face, even for my enemies. I don't have any enemies. But I keep a smile. I share love to everyone. I think this is the key for happiness for everyone and for everything. Anyways, me and Ivan wish you so much love, happiness. I hope this live was interesting for you guys. I was very happy to meet you again. I promise that I'm going to be more active, but we are doing something very new, something very big. The gym is already ready, but the other parts are not. We're going to be surprising you with a lot of new things coming up, a lot of new products, a lot of new treatments, a lot of new ways to drop weight. And from Angie's world, I send you tons of kisses and hugs. And anyone with any questions, please share with us. If you have بدي لكم انه بحبكم كتير. خلينا نرجع للعربي. بحبكم كتير. شو ما عندكم اسئله, share them on Instagram, direct message. If you are already a patient, you have my number, so you can text me. Sometimes I'm late in reply because I get a lot of questions and answers. Sometimes تزعلوا مني بس برجع بتردوني. Okay, you guys got used to me. بحبكم كتير. أي topic you guys want me to talk about, you can send it in a direct message. Me and Ivan will make sure that we answer you on time and we share the video. We're gonna have another live next week. I'll send you some options and we'll see what the topic will be, which is more interesting for you. I love you. Share the video on your page, tag 3 people, and you're gonna win. 2 of you will win a full diet plan with all the products needed for a full month. Bye. It's your turn. I don't know. I can't even see anymore. Bye, babies. Can you see? Carol, حبيبتي, wait, let me tell her. Carol, I missed you. I'll talk to you on WhatsApp in a bit. I hope it was interesting. I know you like that topic, and I talked about it because of you. I love you, Carol, all the way from the United States. I love you. Do you know how to turn it off? Because I don't. We have to save it. Go ahead. Let me turn the light. From here? Okay.